What's up, y'all? Yeah, it's gonna be something new. My name's Devin. This is the Dippy channel. Dipping Frenzy. Dipping from Copenhagen, man. So yummy. Uh, Frederick Camo Mud Jug. That's what's up. A little bit about me. Been dipping since I was 14. I'm 17 now. Planning to go in the military. U.S. Army. Military police. I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy. Hopefully it'll be what they say it is. It runs in the family, so. Story time. Okay. So, one time, it was actually this year, going to homecoming, got some, Cap Morgan. I had some Cap Morgan. It was, really tasty. But, I drank a whole bottle of it, and I was thinking, yeah, this can be cool. I'm gonna go to the fucking high school dance, be perfectly fine, you know. My friends show up, and we start drinking it all. So, before we even get there, we're buzzing. We show up, and, I go inside, and I have my dip in my pocket, like that, you know. No, I wouldn't think anybody see it, but it was actually in my dress clothes. It was a little bit tighter. And I get in there, and I have my vest on over it. And I'm dancing, I'm like, oh, that's cool, I'm gonna get too hot, and take off my vest. I take off my vest. What do you know? Someone rats me out, goes up to the cop, local cop. I'm not gonna say his name, he's a friend of ours. But, he walks over and he's like, hey, I know you have dip on you. Go dump it, you know. It'll be all cool. No one will know. So he takes my can, whatever, walks away. He's going to the bathroom. The principal walks over and he's like, heard you got some dip. And I'm like, what? No, I don't have no dip. You can search me. He calls the cop over. And this is before the cop could get rid of it, you know. So he had it on him and he's like, oh, fuck, I gotta tell him now, you know. Can't lose my job over this. And so we go into the office. Everyone's just staring at me because they know I'm drunk and fucking, they're like, oh shit, he's getting caught, he's gonna get alcohol ticket, he's gonna get arrested, whatever. And the principal's like, Evan, we can't accept, we can't allow people to have dip on them, blah, 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 blah. And he's a dipper himself, you know. And so he's like, I was gonna cut you slack, and I was like, oh yeah, sir, no problem. Okay, you know, I want to do it again. I was working before I came here, you know. It's feeding a bunch of bullshit. And it was like going well. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of this ticket in my head. And then he's like, but I'm still gonna give you the ticket because I don't believe you, blah blah blah. So I got a $50 ticket. I'm like, fuck. And then, stupid me, I'm like, well, since you give me a ticket, hey, can I just have my can back, you know? I'll leave, you know? And the cop goes, you 18? I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, you're not, Devin. I know you. I know your parents. I'm like, fuck. So, the principal took my can, gave me a $50 ticket, whatever. And he's like, you can stay here if you want. And I'm like, alright. So I walk outside, and my friends are waiting. They're like, dude, you get caught. You rat us out. I was like, no, dude, I didn't rat you out. I was like, it's all cool. We can stay here if you want. They're like, no, dude, we're leaving. We're hot-tailing out of here. People said they could smell alcohol in our breath, and I'm like, nah, dude, we're all fine. I was like, I was just talking to two of them, and they had no clue, and I was like, fucking face-to-face with them. And we're talking, and they were like, nah, dude, we're out. So we go to this after party. I don't have no dip, and I'm like, fuck, I need a dip right now, you know? It'd be so good to have a dip. We get there, and there's like, I don't know, probably like five of us. Yeah, there's 5 of us. And we show up, and there's 4 of them already at the party. And one of the kids I had issues with before, you know, he's trying to start stuff. I'm like, nah, dude, I don't want to fight, no. So we're all cool, whatever, drinking. And then they came up with this great idea. They're like, well, let's have a UFC fight, you know, whatever. We'll all just fuck around and whatever. I'm like, alright, I'm cool for that. So me and this kid, you know, me and him go at it. and he gets me on the ground, and I was like, alright, whatever, we're just wrestling. He grabs my nuts, like my actual ball sack, like one of my nuts, and he starts squeezing. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? That's not cool. So I flip him over. I get him in a real naked choke, and I'm choking him out. And he keeps tapping. I'm like, no, dude, it ain't cool. So I keep choking him out, whatever. I let him go, and I'm like, you learn to listen about that? He's like, yeah. And then as soon as I step up, they're like, yeah, you're not done yet. You're gonna fight this kid. And I was like, oh, fuck. So me and this kid go at it for probably, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Just choking each other out, arm bars, whatever, you name it, it happened. And it was crazy. But neither one of us won. We both just kind of gave up. We're both like, wow, neither one of us is going to win. Neither one of us are going to tap out. Neither one of us are going to, pussy out with this. So we stop it. And afterward, he must have hit something in my colon or something. I was just like, man, I got to take a shit. And my ex-girlfriend's truck's there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna shit on a tire. So I walk over and I'm shitting on a tire. Shit on a tire. And then I thought, oh, wait, I don't have anything to wipe my ass with. So I take my socks off, wipe my ass, throw it. I still have fucking shit, it needs to be wiped. So I take off my undershirt and I wipe it. So shit needs to be wiped. Take my underwear, wipe it. Finally, clean butt. Sparkling clean. Fucking, So that all happened. It was, yeah. And, I don't know. So hopefully you get a couple laughs out of that. I mean, not the great story. I can't tell it that well. I'm not good at telling stories, but it happens, man. Whatever. I don't know. And then, probably the week before that all happened, it might have even been the same week. It might have been that Tuesday or Wednesday. I was walking through, and it was the end of the day, and I'm like, yeah, I'll put a dip in before I get on the bus, it's all cool. So I'm walking through the school, and I go to this teacher that, we're cool. I used to dip in her class. She was all cool for it. She didn't care. And I walk in there, and there's like this kid in there, and he's just, Devin has a dip in, oh my god, Devin has a dip in. And I'm like, yo, can I have this bottle? She's like, yeah, go for it. So I take the bottle and I walk out, and the kid's screaming at the top of his lungs, Devin, you have a dip in. And one of my buddies is in there, and he's like sitting low, he's like trying to, I don't know, just like spy basically while I'm walking out. I had my cane in my back pocket, it was the end of the day, I didn't care. And I walk out of class, and my buddy comes running out, and he's like, yo, this kid got her to call the office, and they're gonna search you right now. I was like, fuck. I was like, alright, dude, take my can, hold it for me. I'll take care of the dip that's in my mouth. So, as I'm walking down this hallway, and I had to go to my left, and there's a trash can, like, right outside the office. I was so goddamn sneaky. I did right under a camera, and they had no clue. Took my dip out, just kind of like, I don't even know. I kind of just spit it out of my mouth into my hand, and as I walk by, I just kind of like rubbed my nose and like set it down in the trash can, and I kept walking. And right as I did that, the principal walks out. And I'm like, shit, he saw me do that. Pulls me into the office, and it is literally his door is like right here, and the trash can's like there's like this little wall right next to his door, and it's right behind this freaking tiny ass wall, probably like, I don't know, a 2-foot wall. And apparently he didn't see me or whatever. He pulls me off. He's like, we got suspicion that you've been dipping. I'm like, no. Dip. Dipping chips? Yeah, I've been dipping chips. I mean, who doesn't dip chips, Playing it cool, playing it dumb, whatever you want to call it. And he's starting to believe me, whatever, He's like, oh, we need to check you. I'm like, alright, here's my bag, here's my computer, here's everything I have on me, here's my pockets, cleaned out my pockets, threw everything on the ground. I'm like, see, I don't have no dip. He's like, what's that black stuff in your teeth? I'm like, raisins? Right there and then he knew I was dipping. He's like, Devin, you're gonna have to go talk to the actual principal. I'm like, shit. And me and this principal don't get along because freshman year, sophomore year, I don't know, I was a real pain in his ass. A bunch of fights. Constantly getting suspended, constantly getting detentions, whatever. And, he's yelling at me, he's interrogating me, and I'm not giving it up. I'm like, no, man, I'm not dipping. And I was like, I was eating raisins, blah, blah, blah. The cop walks in, and he's like, you have anything on you? I was like, no. I was just like, I don't have anything. I was like, they were saying I have shit in my teeth. I was like, do I have anything in my teeth? And literally, probably 10 seconds before that, the principal, turned his back just enough for me just to, scratch it off my teeth real quick. And the cop walks in, he's like, he's good. He's not been dipping. I'm like, yes, I'm out of this ticket, yeah. So I did get out of that ticket, but the principal, since he hated me, thought he had to give me detention. Oh no, I got an in-school suspension, that's what it was. And, I don't know, it was just crazy. It went on for 2 days, they were trying to interrogate me, same shit, so I actually don't even think I got my can back from that kid. But it was Copenhagen straight, so I was like, they had to smell it on my breath. It wasn't no Copenhagen mint where you can just dip it and people don't know. But I don't know how I got out of that ticket. And then I got caught with the one that I didn't even have a dip in. At the homecoming dance, I didn't even have a dip in. I just had it in my pocket. Like, you're gonna find me because I had suspiciously had dip on me at the homecoming dance, but I had nothing in my mouth. And I didn't think of it at the time, but my buddy was 18. I could have just handed it to him at the homecoming dance, but I didn't, And I probably could have hid it from the cop, too, because he walked up and he's like, you have dip on you. And just because I knew him, I was like, yeah, I have dip on me. Better me just give it to him and trust him, which backfired on me. But, yeah. So, yeah, there's a couple stories about me. But like I said, next weekend, Ryan will be here. We'll talk some more. I don't know what we'll do. Probably dip some Copenhagen mint or something. I don't know. But, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you can see the trophy behind me. That trophy, that double one. Oh, I'm leaning the wrong way. You see that shit? Alright, yeah. There's my little tiny dip tower, too. It's pretty sad. But I've been keeping my can since I kept my can since last month. And I didn't even keep all of them, I just kept a few. This is crazy shit, man. But if you're gonna dip in school, just don't do stupid shit like I did. I mean, if you have a buddy that's 18, and you have a buddy that's as cool as Kyle was and warns you, that's the kind of people you need to hang out with. People that warn you and help you out in the long run and protects you because you do the same for them. And they realize that. But a couple of dipping tricks in school is dip wintergreen, mint, something with a kind of like a gum smell, so that way you can just say, oh, I was chewing gum and I just spit it out. Make sure you clean your teeth right before you go in, I don't care if you have to fucking wipe it like that, like you're brushing your teeth, do it, You might not think you have shit in your teeth. I can guarantee you have shit in your teeth. It's there. I mean, if I pulled my dip out right now, I guarantee I'd have 4 specks in my teeth. You would see it. Strangler. I hate those bitches. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about that trophy. Sidetrack. I was 15. Yeah, 15. November 10th. We've been seeing this big buck. Fucking huge buck. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm this bitch. Did a lot of homework on it. Had it down to the minute where it came out. The minute. I'm talking like, it was 10 minutes before shooting hours ended. So it was like, he's gonna come out, you know. Just gotta be ready. The first day we go out, we're sitting in the barn. It was like a old broken barn that we have. And we're sitting there, you know, sitting there. The 10 minutes before shooting hours ends, comes up, and he's not there. And I'm like, oh, something's wrong. Someone else got him. I'm like, shit. And no one did. I thought someone poached him. He was probably, I don't know, he was bedding down probably 100 yards from the road, if that. And so, I didn't see him that day. And I was trying to give up hope. I was like, oh, shit, someone shot him. So the next day we go out, we're sitting in the same spot after school. Just go in that same spot. And this is youth season, so there's no snow on the ground, nothing like that. You can't hear them crunching these. You know, you just kind of, it's kind of like bow season. You're just quiet, and hopefully you hear the rack hitting stuff. We're sitting there, and 15 minutes before shooting hour ends, we hear crunch, 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 crunch. Here comes a doe with her fawn. She walks out, and I'm like, alright, this is a good sign, you know. If he doesn't come out, I'll shoot this doe, you know. I'm bloodthirsty, I'm young. It's the first deer I'll ever shoot. So I'm sitting there. My dad's like, no, dude, just wait. He's gonna be coming, get ready. So I get ready, put my gun up, and I had aimed at the doe, and all I hear is like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Here comes this fucking monster, like, just monster. Bob, that's what I named him. He walks out, and at first I was just like, oh my god. I kind of like, I think I jizzed in my pants when I saw him. Like, it is that big. I was like, damn. And I was like this, you know, not shaking at all, just completely up. My dad's like looking at me, he's like, and I'm like, what? What's your problem? He holds up his hand. I'm not shitting you. It wasn't like this how mine was. It was like that. And I was just like, dude, what's your problem? Why are you shaking so much? He's like, dude, you'll understand after you shoot it. So I pull up, and he's taking a shit. And I'm like, oh, that's a nice thing to do, you know. I'll let him take a shit before I kill him. So he poops out fucking 3 logs, and I shoot him. I double lunged him, and there was almost no blood. And I thought I missed. I was like, fuck. And directly across from me there's a trail camera, and I thought I shot that. I didn't. I don't know how. It was directly from me. He was probably 15 feet from me when I shot him. So how couldn't I miss? Or how could I miss? You know what I'm saying? And, well, I shoot him, and we walk down there, and like my dad said, I was shaking afterwards. I mean, bad. I thought I was having a fucking seizure. I was just like, my grandma comes flying. You know, she's fucking hauling probably 40 or 50 up my driveway, and she like gets out, and she's like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, I just shot the biggest deer ever. She's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yeah, I did. And it's starting to get dark, you know. I mean, you have to let him wait, you know, let him, you know, go bed down, don't want to scare him, whatever. So I, like, army crawl up. And I'm checking out the scene, and I'm like, there's no blood. I think I missed. And there was probably hunks like that of his lungs, and I'm like, alright, that's a good sign. So we start walking 200 feet, 300 feet, there's no blood at all. And I'm like, alright, Dad, we need someone with, you know, expertise on, you know, finding deer trails and stuff, blood trails. So we call up my buddy. He comes out, and he brings his buddy with him, and this dude's like, I don't know how he found the trail. It was smaller than my pinky, just like one little speck on a leaf, and he's like, got a trail. So we literally followed specks like that, probably 100 yards into the timber, and it's dark out. And then we crossed this hill, this ravine, up on the hill, and it was like a murder scene. Blood everywhere. I'm talking, trees were covered in blood, like it was gushing out. And then we keep walking, and we see these things on the ground, like these big white things. We're like, is that him? That looks like a fucking miniature tree. Walk up to him. Sure enough, it's him. He's dead. Yes. Boom. Got him. So, that's our own story. Bob. He's hanging on the wall downstairs. I might show you guys sometime. I don't know if I have a picture of him. I'll get a picture of him, put him in the next video. But, yeah. He scored 184 inches. I took him to Des Moines. I live in Iowa. I took him to Des Moines, and I got first place in the state of Iowa for youth buck. That's what that trophy is. And yeah, this is a little background, I guess, on me. This video's been like 21 minutes, 20 minutes, so I better hop off this thing. You guys might get bored. But yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button. More videos coming. Just dipping frenzy, man. Dipping frenzy. If you ain't got dipping, you're slacking. I mean, you're slacking. Keep it country, y'all.